Hello, boys. Good evening. Haunt, good evening. Some good player, hello. My lovely wife, naturally. But you knew already. Hello, hello. Figure for today, I still had all of my my hand cam stuff pretty much built. I didn't have to tear anything down yet, so I just plug some stuff back in. And yeah. Pow. Why is it so fucking... There we go. See, look at it. Isn't it schmut? We had built one broad. The Pestness cam, yes, yes. No dick or balls on stream. It's for the best. Oh, honey, would you bring my yap juice, please? The non-alcoholic yap juice. It is so fucking hot, boys. It is 1,000 degrees outside right now. I'm strongly considering next year, like over the winter, I think I'm going to install like a misting system for the entire exterior of my house. And just spray it the fuck down. Like, oh shit, it's 100 degrees outside? Here, have this. And my home will be nice and cool. And I'm not paying for water, so they can go fuck themselves. Sounds like a great way to get mold on the outside, not inside. It goes on the outside of the house. Still mold? No fucking way. No fucking way. If it's that hot, it's gonna... You put a trellis with fake ivy over your office window. It made a huge difference. Now I was thinking about that too. Well, I mean, honey, even like in roofing and stuff, there's a bunch of different materials. But cellophane over the windows does not work. That goofy shit. Plus, it's important to me to, you know, cause environmental damage. Some real ivy is probably better. Yeah. Now, some nice fake ivy panels would do wonders. And I also wonder about, like... Yeah, I got central AC. It's just, so it can only cool the place by 20 degrees off of the total, you know, generally. And it's actually performing great. It's just, I like it 50 fucking degrees. And especially if I'm going to do the long sleeves for hand cam. All right. 80 degrees inside now. I fucking hate that. Yeah. Wait, you're... Okay, so you live up north. Your place doesn't have central AC. That's just an absolute no-go. I can't imagine having a place that doesn't have central AC. No, I understand that it's Maine. But, like... what the fuck is the point if you can't, like, if you're still just, whoops, it's whatever the temperature decides to be. That's crazy. You get hot for like 1 to 2 months of the year and the rest of the time it's cold. Yeah, I know. And so for the 1 to 2 months a year, what the fuck am I going to do? Nah. You got to have central AC. That shit's not optional. Like, not at all. Same thing with like down here, there's all like bitch-made heating systems. No, I don't fucking stand for that. Like it has to, like the heating system in the house has to be able to take it from 4 degrees to 80 degrees if I tell it to. You know? Central AC is rich people shit. Yeah. Yeah. I've lived my life as a poor fuck for long enough. A supplemental mini split can help. Yeah, but I don't want to call HVAC Barkley every 3 fucking days. I just want it to work. All right, so we put this first bitch together. Did I give her... Yeah, we picked a noggin for her. Which I don't think I like, because it's got a stupid fucking cap. Which I guess I didn't realize. I thought it was more like a little crown. You supposedly are going to get some first snow sometime next month. Great. Is that... Let me take a closer look at the box art. Is that her fucking hair? Or is it a shitty cap? They didn't give this bitch the correct head on the box art. Fuck. All right, let me look at the other heads. I might still rip that shit apart. 105, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right. 105 is a helmeted head, which I don't like. 106. Bitches in a hood. 107 is the one that I picked. And 108. Is more obviously hair, so I'm just gonna paint it like it's her hair anyway. Yeah, the coldest you got last year was like minus 20 Fahrenheit. Yeah, I've only experienced that once in my entire life, and I was pretty happy with it. Now, it only lasted for a little bit, so I assume, you know, having 4 months of it's probably pretty fucking tiresome. But from the experience that I had, like, give me that minus 20, please. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get her backpack. Backpack's on the it's at number 11. All right. Global warming is a bit real as Maine has gotten warmer. No. So, okay, so here's the thing. Number one, if global warming is real, then that's a good thing. We'll just start off with that. The warmer it gets, the better off humans are. Number two, the symptoms they describe as global warming are real, sure, but the causes have fucking nothing to do with anything they've ever said. You know? Like, none of that shit does any of that shit. And never did. And certainly, number 3, the solutions they propose are patently we're just rejecting them. Now, I know. Okay, so I know you agree with me and I don't have to sell you, but it's important that I react the same way to it every time it comes up. I need to be like the sun rising in the east. I guess we could even start it with as you know. So that you know I'm not calling you a retard. Actually? No, it's not actually, by the way. It's always yes and. It's always yes and. It's just like the fucking... I don't know. The global warming people have pissed me off my entire life. They've always been cunts. And I guess my reaction to it is from a much younger version of me. I guess I should audit that. Just auditing my own brain. Chat ain't appearing on the screen. God damn it! This fucking thing. Hang on. It's about money, really. Funding, alarmism, and shit sells. Hello, Ben. More handcam. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to shut that off. That doesn't need to be there. I restarted the thing that runs the chat on screen. So can you see that now? No. I'm gonna flip the fuck out, I bet. Come on, bitch, let's fucking work. Yeah, it sure is. I bet it's gonna crash when I do this. Oop, no, okay. Hang on. There we go. All right, now it's alive. This piece of shit. So I guess I just haven't learned my lesson when it comes to open source stuff, that you just never ever update it. If it's working, don't fucking update it. If it has some new feature that you really, really, really want, I guess, you know, you can like think about it and back shit up and, I don't know, build a whole new computer to put it on instead. But holy fuck. Open source software. It just requires so much dicking around. And I just want it to work. I constantly feel like that guy from, I think it was a green text, but just the, you know, just give me an installer. All right? I don't want the fucking GitHub link. I don't want this. I don't want that. Just give me the fucking installer. I don't want to learn about your process. Oh, but this is a collaborative work between members of our community, and fuck you. That's why successful open source distros are rolling release. See, Ben? I had to put on the programmer side. Either everything updates all at once, the right time, right away, or, yeah, never update. I long for the days where I will not need my boring guy job and I can spend the extra, like, 6 hours a week to keep up with whatever retarded shit is going on with whichever community. Like, oh, you have to also join our Discord if you want their software to work. Type places. Get enough vaccines, I can develop enough autism to understand it. Well, see, I have the ability. I just don't have the hours in the week. My brain will only accept My glue pipe is fucking clogged. My brain will only accept so much new knowledge at a time. You know, damn well if you join a Discord, you're going in the wrong direction. Yeah. Well, there's so much stuff that's like that, though. Because no, I don't understand, like, the structure of GitHub. Or who is even on GitHub. Gonna get groomed! Yeah. Alright. This glue is very badly jammed. And what you have to do to fix this is set it on fire, because this is a very flammable glue and it's a little metal pipe. So 1 second, I'm gonna hit the BRB, go set this on fire, let it cool off, and I'll be right back. Okay. Man, I'm back. All right, let's see if it worked properly. Should have. Well, maybe not. Shit. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, my God. And the phone's ringing. God damn, boys. No demon summoning, thankfully. Just retardation. Yes, it did have enough glue. Went on perfect. Very good. And before I start clipping out the other one, so I did manage to get the black down on the broad we built last time, which gives you a little better of a view than the gray does. But here in about 20 minutes, I'll see if I can throw some silver on her. And if that, and that'll bring up more for you. You know what? There was one seam that I meant to shave down a hair. Where is it? Here it is. Just a little bit. Which will stand out a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to flat brush that anyway. There we go. Okay. It's a really anemic sounding clap. I forgot something? What did I forgot? You forgot it too. Okay. All right. Broad number 2. All right, for this one, we've either got crossbow or challenging hand. And we're going to go with that one with the fancy backpack. Like, obviously, right? We got 12, 13, and 14. You know what? Let me adjust this light also. Gonna get you a drink? Nice. All right. Still trying to like figure out the perfect way to place everything when I'm doing this. Because it's all a little fiddly anyway. But whatever. Yo, you got a sarsaparilla. Now that's old school. Is it a real sarsaparilla? Weren't they doing like a fake sarsaparilla for a little bit? I remember hearing. Locally made. Okay. This man's living large. That did not feel like a good clip. Sure as shit, I got the edge of her leg. God damn them. All right. You also got cannolis, but you ain't going to eat them yet? Brother. My wife made homemade hamburger buns earlier. We got some nice, actually American beef burgers. I enjoyed one earlier, and then like right before stream, I was like, I could totally go for another burger. But I refrained so that I wouldn't be just like a packed full fat fuck. Now I will say, she didn't do the homemade fries this time. I didn't ask her to. But, you know, just to America Max and fat it the fuck up. I do have Cheetos Puffs. Zombie, good evening. Moose? Nah, dude, I ain't had moose. No, so, since my dad was such a pussy, I've never been hunting. And so I've also never had, like, any of the alternative meats. Right? Bear sketty. That sounds like you're trying to summon Koyo. Hunt, it's on my list of shit to do. It's on, you know, this great spot called O Block. Yeah, we're not going hunting on O Block. At least not until after shit gets a little bit more real, please. Also, I'm not eating that. That's nasty as hell. Bear spaghetti. Yeah, well, that's what I figured it was, but like... Uh-oh. Did I drop the third one? No. Oh, shit. You'd be very reluctant to eat bear, lots of parasites. That's what I've heard. But, like, I heard it from Joe Rogan. I don't fucking know. Right? Like, there was no hunting community. I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing. At all. But, like, the idea of, oh, here's, you know, a bunch of dudes. Let's go out in the woods. Hell yeah. That sounds like an excellent time. You get rid of those parasites by cooking the meat. Most of them. But, you know, there are a few, like, very rambunctious parasites. That are more resistant, you know? It's not enough to call someone an asshole for doing it. It's enough to make you nervous. It's a little bit nervous. All right, quick test fit. Yeah. And I gouged that one a little, but I don't think I fucked up the mating surface. Shit. You got 4 pounds of moose in the freezer right now. Hell yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. A little bit of glue. A little bit more glue there. Do I have a group of friends that I play 40K with? Well, so since I skipped 10th edition, I kind of ended up between friend groups, unfortunately. I do not go to any local hobby store. I used to, and then the guy who owned the place sold it, and they went they went fucking woke. It's really gross. So I have not been back there. It's unfortunate. The guy that bought the place stinks on ice. We were well on our way to the dude who owned it before, like private clubbing that place and like, oh, okay, well now we can sell booze. Oh, okay, well that means we can get waitresses. Okay, and if I can get waitresses, then we can get pretty waitresses who live off of tips. And if we can do that, this becomes the nicest fucking place to play Warhammer anyone's ever seen, right? And then he decided he would rather fish, so, which I understand. And, he cashed out, sold the place, and the guy he sold it to did not share the vision. I really got to go hunting? No, I know. Got to make friends with a butcher or learn how to do it yourself. The meat processing is so expensive now. Yeah. Like, never really got into fishing either, It's unfortunate because it all of like the wholesome... my father did none of the wholesome dad activities. And he had no dude friends who weren't also fucking sleazebags, right? So they also, like, there was no, like, older guys cultural group to be inducted into. So I'm just freehanding everything, which is good because it's let me, like, decide shit on my own. Right? But get an asshole remover tool. Yeah, that sounds like something you'd need. Your local store went the same bin? Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's my Warhammer 40K. Here's my game store concept. All right. Tell me what you think. I want to take like a bowling alley arcade, okay, where it's got bar infrastructure, right? Bar and kitchen infrastructure. But I want to replace, like, the pool tables with Warhammer tables, like really nice Warhammer tables. Good, comfortable seating. You can still bowl or, the arcade machines or whatever. But the key is to have the miniature store also. That did not mate properly. Why? That's why. The key is to have the miniature store also, okay? Because I don't care who you are. If you're losing a game in front of a pretty girl and she goes, oh my God, you know what you need? Holy shit, if you had one more basilisk here, I think you'd have got him. I think he would have stuffed the charge. He just wouldn't have made it across the table with enough. Damn. There's no fucking way. There's just no fucking way that chuds aren't going like, do you have any basilisks in stock? And she goes, yeah, I can go look. And they're selling you the minis. Okay? So you're getting your mini markup. You're getting your alcohol markup. All right? Dude. Your friend met and wooed his wife over a game of Risk. Hell yeah. Part 16. There we go. Whatever a man has to have passions, all right? A woman is wooed by passion, but not necessarily passion for her. It can be passion generally, okay? So if you are a passionate man about fucking anything and you can talk about it at all, women like that shit. You are demonstrating your passion. Now, they do kind of assume that passion is transferable, mostly because theirs is. This is something that men and women misunderstand about each other, is that their passion can be transferred. Yours can't. There's a good thing you're so extraordinarily passionate. There's a few local game stores here, but they're more like hobby shops, or if it's about wargaming or tabletops, they're quite small, and a branch of a bigger one in Portland. You lost all your passion, Urban Sprawler? Well, where'd you leave it? You know, go find it. You can't live like that. You can't do that. You have to have it. It's not optional. And yes, I'm being flippant, but it's better than the alternative. What the fuck? Oh, I see. Yeah, hope you get it back, homie. For real. A man who has had his passion muted is not the same as it is lost. As long as you draw breath, you can have it again, which I know sounds ridiculous, but you can. But you can. You got a call from your brother today. He's a Navy basic, and he stress fractured both of his legs. He was jumping off a shit he wasn't supposed to. That's how. You lost all your mirth for a long time, but you've since increased it in multitudes. Yeah, man. And more importantly, you can learn how to gain it. Okay? So where's the fucking hand? It's this hand. So, like, obviously, things can happen that can take away your mirth or your whimsy or your passion. And like any injury, it's up to you to rehab it. You know? It's more if he didn't train properly. Yeah, but like part of that not proper training is he fucking jumped off of stuff he ain't supposed to, I bet. I mean, if you're just pounding your feet, he's out of commission for 10 weeks. Ay, ay, ay. And 20. It's more important. This is why it's important to fail at shit. It's important to lose your passion and mirth and whimsy and all those things as early as you can, because it gives you the chance. I guess maybe not as early as you can, because you'd want to have it long enough to really, really get to know it. But then once you do, you need to have it taken away from you so that you can learn how to find it again. Because finding it is more important than having it. You're going to lose it again, and you have to go fucking find it again. And as long as you can rehab the injury, then it just makes you better at it. Yeah, you guess you kind of did that a couple of times. Yeah, man. Oh, isn't it awful when you go through a taking yourself seriously phase? Fuck. Sucks so much. Oh, this is a joint that I have no idea how I'm gonna... Alright, I know this isn't really on screen, but I can't fucking... Here. I gotta be able to see it. There's like this little... It's gonna be a purity seal wrapped around this. Okay. Add Squibby on Kick too. Okay, I will. Just not right now. What are some books I recommend him while he's healing up? You know, I don't know what he's into. I mean, is he gonna want like important shit, or is he just trying to relax? Hentai? Yeah, hell yeah.
Honey.
You said it. What the fuck?
Ooh.
You might send him the Turner Diaries for shits and giggles. Oh boy. I feel like the military stops that one, right? Like they go, la, 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 la. Oh, no, 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 no. We know how this story goes. All right, let me get this thing real close to my eye to look at the... Checking for mold lines. All right. Close enough. He's in Navy basic, so nothing too bad. Yeah, buddy, I don't know. I mean, it's the Navy, so I don't know. What's the gay Kama Sutra? I assume there is one. Monster Hunter International. Oh, what was the name? Interspecies Reviewers? Probably send him The Hobbit, Storm of Steel, Starship Troopers, and Berserk. Yeah, hell yeah, okay. Is that the right fucking... I wonder if the recruitment numbers are low enough that they would just like... and just let it ride. Legit cool concept for a manga. What, interspecies reviewers? As far as like weirdo hentai goes, like that was like it was a fun concept, but just gross to me. Like the idea of a dude being like, I'm really into whorehouses. I'm just going to go find every species whorehouse. Isn't all hentai weirdo by definition? Yeah, but there's gradients, dude. There's definitely like, there's some wholesome shit out there.
Wholesome hentai? What?
Certainly by comparison. This is not the right angle. I knew it. How's it supposed to look? It's supposed to look like that. Yeah. Okay. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? Not really. Not really. Like it's... what's the way to... Oh, this is ugly as fuck. Oh, I don't like that at all. All right, I need more glue on that. So, for an awful pervert, it's still like... sometimes people do make art. Not to do the fucking it's hentai and it's art meme, but like kinda. Sometimes it's fucking art and it's still pervert material, but it's not just trash. You know, it's got something else to it. It's got some soul. There's an entire wholesome tag on hentai sites. Oh no, my love, Automod. Goodness gracious. Jesus says don't touch your penis. Yeah, you can read hentai and not touch your penis.
What are you touching?
What are you touching then? It's just the balls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just juggle the balls and
What if you-
read the
what
hentai
if
with
you
the other
piss
hand.
by accident?
What if you piss? Oh, you just spill the piss everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, that's a bad time, honey.
Yeah.
You should sit in the bathtub just in case.
So watch hentai in the bathtub.
Yeah. You know, you sit in the bathtub just in case you spill the piss out of the balls. It makes total sense.
Yeah, it does. If I had balls, I would do that.
Yeah, of course. Part 22 and then 23. Why the fuck did they do it like this? This is an insane cut. In fact, all right, so there's 23. They cut her hand like this. That's insane. Do not play I'm not touching you with God. Yeah. No, I understand. I am not advocating for self-abuse. I'm simply saying sometimes there are good works of art that still have adult themes and elements that are not necessarily for the purpose of that abuse. Jews have an entire history of I'm technically not breaking the rules and God responding with I'm technically not smiting you. I think that's why the self-hating thing is a meme. They literally do blame themselves for everything. You know what? It's right. Bad things are generally your own fault. So, okay. On the one hand, I do think that God appreciates it when you're clever. All right? I don't think that that means you should go berserk with it. I think it's much more like, hey, you told the kids to stay out of the cabinet because there's poisons in there, and then you even put child locks on it, and then you're kind of quietly impressed when they fucking get in anyway. And like, ooh, it's a big problem. Oh shit, there's poisons in there. But like, holy fuck, how'd they even get in there? Catholic man, you don't know what to say. Yeah, that's all right. I don't pretend to do everything right, even though I know more than everybody else. Listen, if I actually did everything I was supposed to do, we'd all be living in the kingdom of me. We wouldn't have to worry about any of this political brouhaha. I'd have just handled it. Hang on. What's that? It's called a tie. All right, let's see here. Holy moly. That's such a weird fucking way to do it, but all right. Catholics say a few Hail Marys and go back to the brothel. Well, I feel like you do have to have a system, like a formalized, non-destructive system to say, oh shit, I fucked up. I'm just going to have to try again tomorrow. This is all fucked up. I can't take it back. What do I do? And so I think that's not as bad of an idea as a lot of people make it out to be. You know? You're thinking of Hispanic Catholics. To fail is to be a man. To err is to be human. Yeah. Largely fair. I do find all the, oh my God, they're breaking all their rules by technicality odd. If you assume the same priors for a second, that's precisely what you're supposed to do. You're on SSRIs? Oh, urban sprawler. Damn, son. Well, I think I know what happened to your passions, first of all. And then secondly, like, do you just plan to stay on them, or do you have like a plan to do something about that? Your mother pulled the do it for me line. I suppose that's good once. 9 and 24. Yeah. Protestants would contest that all Catholics are basically idolater pagans back in the day. Well, they would today, too, I think. This is why I am a member of no church. I simply cannot. Like, yes, of course. And then what? You know? Like, yeah, everybody's fucking up. That's the point. We're all fucking up. If we weren't all fucking up, none of us would be here. All right? And it's not that you're supposed to go out of your way to fuck up. It's just that we're supposed to know, yep, we're going to fuck up. And then what should you do about fucking up all the time? Fuck up less. Okay, how? Maybe these kind of ways. I'm realizing that just where my hands are ending up versus where I've got the camera does not line up. So let me scooch this carefully to more like where I'm at. All right, here we go. Protestants saying we're all on the same side here before the most diabolical slander and blasphemy. Yeah, of course. I think the common thread among religions is that are highly dysfunctional is low IQ, because Odinism was plenty functional. Shintoism is functional. So, obviously, lower IQ is an aggravating factor, right? I don't think anybody would say, I mean, while ignorance is bliss, I don't think anyone would suggest that it's better that nobody know. You know? And we're already past the ignorance is bliss part as a species. Stupidity cannot be corrected. No, it can't. But maybe it doesn't need to. Maybe we just have to have smart enough people to design systems where we can live around that stupidity without it getting on anything. I mean, obviously, the short answer is burn them all, but like, the world didn't, what is it? The world needs ditch diggers too, you know. And maybe the tree does need a bit of pruning. But like, all of them? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find all of them. Although the dynamic solution system might. Flesh posted his little graphical tech demo. And it's funny to watch, like, people who look at it and have a clue what it is and then go like, uh-oh. Oh, you're doing that? And yeah, he's doing that. And I guess it could probably map out. It could infer and map out, you know, the worst actors. And then targetedly meme those people into various corners. Do you know? No, actually, we can automate ditch digging. Don't fed post on Twitch. That's true. Well, I mean, I'm specifically unfed posting. That's the thing. I'm saying, like, yeah, I understand people would say that that's the thing to do. But what if we don't do that? What if we do other stuff instead? What if we find a more constructive way? That'd be nice. That'd be very cool. Peace and love. Is it the flesh version of Palantir? Kinda. On the contrary, I think this being a right-wing space protects us from gay ops. You know, we're right-wing adjacent. They'll nuke us from orbit. So the platform will nuke us from orbit. The social consequences will not. Because I've been explicitly right-wing enough that I'm already on all of the shit list. Like, and when they're like, oh my God, you're a monster. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. And they don't have a good answer to that besides like TOS stuff. Nature is right-wing. Leftism is against nature. That's true. But the platform doesn't care about that. Like, they mainly target flesh for being too similar to them. Well, jealousy, first of all. The envy is incredible. But other than that, what's the word when you leave a cult? How they really fucking hate it? Because that's really what it is. Resentiment. Oh my God. What kind of shape is this? They keep finding new and exciting shapes to make these broads. They're both controlled ops and feds. Well, yeah, Hassan Piker definitely is. And I actually just don't know enough about Nick Fuentes, and I don't want to. Like, I've never had any interest in Fuentes at all. At no point was he interesting to me. And I feel very alone in that. I don't know. Everyone seems to have something important to say about Nick Fuentes, and I just don't care. And like, I didn't care about Charlie Kirk at all either, because I was just over the debate bro thing long ago, until they actually fucking killed him, and it was like, oh shit, you know. He is inherently entropic. He's a gay brown Mexican PDF communist who LARPs as a straight tradcath Irishman. He was cringe back in the IBS days. Don't really know anything remotely new about him. Yeah, I don't even know what IBS is. I don't know. At no point did he seem interesting or exciting to me on either end. If he's convincing people to be... Oh, Internet Blood Sports. Okay. I have heard that name before, though I don't know what they do. I've always been very anti... like, fandom shit, really. Like, I'm not anybody's fan. And even being a reply guy with flesh was still like very fucking aggressive. It just so happens that we really get along. Nick is become a racist for idiots, not a joiner. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I tend to like take over places that I get into anyway, just because like it's just what I do. So it never really, I don't feel comfortable in somebody else's place generally, because it's like, I don't know, if you're a guest in someone else's house, you should act like a guest, and that's fine, that's polite. And then when someone insists that you, oh no, take off your jacket, get comfortable. Okay, well, how comfortable? And it turns into that like, oh, you can be yourself. Are you sure? Oh, yeah. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, my honey, there's another auto mod. Oh, please reduce the auto mod. I'll pay attention.
I'm drawing right now.
Yeah, I know you're drawing.
I'm making your hentai.
You are not making my hentai,
I
honey.
am drawing your hentai elf stuff.
This is not true.
Yes.
There are no elves in that whatsoever.
You don't know.
You tend to piss people off if you disagree. Yeah. Groypers are so fucking retarded, man. They are a bit funny, but they fillet Fuentes like he's the second coming. Yeah, man, it's weird. I don't get it. It's like, oh, you just never call him an asshole if you're on his team? Like, never? Like, everybody that I really enjoy, I still have to go like, well, wait a minute, every now and again. I still have to fucking correct them on something sometime. And they just never do that. You saw the wife's pussy clip made it into shorts? It was great. Yes, it was pretty good. She's the one who clipped it, actually. Very amusing. Oh, and Ben, I did see. Go water your foid, of course. Did I shave the wrong one first? No. No, I just didn't quite get it. Here we go. What's the quote from the Japanese animator? Look for the good and the bad and the bad and the good. There are very few of us who can argue and not have hard feelings afterward. So the jester's privilege thing is super important. Okay? There's a reason that I sort of lampoon the very charming thing, right? Because most people, they've got a lot of emotional attachment to, their points of view. And they should, right? Like you're supposed to. That you have emotions for a reason, but in particular, you're going to have more emotion about something the less you've thought about it. And so the things that are dumbest are going to be the things that you are the most attached to. That's just how that works. So, because if you'd have thought about it, you wouldn't think that anymore. So by necessity, oh shit, you bitch. by necessity, the things that somebody else, that I'm going to have to correct them on, are most likely to be the things that they're going to have an emotional reaction. You just don't have any dumb attachments. Well, not and good. If that's the case, maybe you have thought it through. Or, blessed is the mind too small for doubt, right? We've talked about that. That's legit. A lot of these, like, Warhammer satirical phrases that are meant to lampoon, a small mind are actually, like, super useful. Like, yeah, man, that's the whole, like, the problems of the day are sufficient type shit. You don't need to go looking for snakes. You'll find snakes. If you go looking for snakes, you'll find them. There's always going to be snakes. You don't have a snake-free place. Not eventually. Don't hit me with the St. George stuff as the counterpoint. You never tended to doubt yourself much. You doubt a lot of things, but doubting yourself is counterproductive. Mostly. Like, once you've made up your mind, yes. Until you've made up your mind, sure. Doubt away. There we go. I knew there was a third attachment point. All right. And a quick test fit. Looks great. Boy, oh boy, these gloves. Tend to make up your mind real quick. Well, good. That's because you are a man of action, sir. A man of action. I recognize that, like, I'm quick to discard things, maybe quicker than I should be. Well, I certainly couldn't be too slow at it. I know that much. All right, so here we've got regular type bitch with the crossbow or incredibly large sensor. Obviously, we're going to go with the incredibly large sensor. Like, it would be a goddamn shame to skip that in this box. And yet, nah, fuck them is, like, probably the right answer for most things. You know, if you spam your special move too much, you're going to fuck it up. That's all. Ooh, that one's going to be a motherfucker. It's a good move. It is. It's a very good move. Hence the incredible danger that you'll spam it. If it wasn't a good move, you wouldn't want to spam it. All right, I gotta. Bastard. You have plenty of PP. You're not worried. Now, I know that's a Pokemon joke. But without knowing Pokemon, that's very funny. Having to carve this out. It's got like a nice little swoop to it there. All right, so finally, here's a piece with some like relatively serious mold lines. Oh, boys, I kept playing that fuck-ass Ducks game yesterday until I was making so much stuff. Numby got so big that it was crashing the computer. So I didn't feel like wrestling with Star Citizen this morning. It's incredible. Yeah. You know, sometimes these small devs who make like a goofball little game and then are completely unprepared for it to blow up, I'm not mad at them when their game crashes. You know, like it's supposed to be a goof ass. It's a game where you throw rubber ducks in a hole. Like, come on, what are we doing here? And then you get some dickhead just to optimize fucking everything. Let's trim this down just a little bit like that. You do love putting things in holes, yes. It calls to us as men. There we go. Fucking smooth. All right. All right. Nope, not done. How about now, fellas? Almost. Almost got me. It's a piece with a lot of topography. And with all the complicated parts, it's easy to fuck up and skip what should be a simple part. Good evening, Mr. Mafia. Hello, hello. All right. Where's her other arm? Number 30. That toothbrush is gonna taste strange later. Yeah, it's well, no, it's a special toothbrush just for this. Okay, I'm retarded. I should not have cut that yet. Okay. Oh, both hands are on there. Okay. Part number 30. If your toothbrush tastes funny, you clean some guns with it and the flavor improves. I don't think so. Oh, there it is. Nope, it is on this sprue. I mean, how tasty could gun oil be? You know? We won't be doing a gun oil taste test stream. That's not happening. We're going to skip the gun oil taste test stream. It's the carbon, lead, and copper. I doubt it. Careful. Shooter's Choice FP10 does smell like cinnamon, though. Well, okay. I mean, we could talk about one smelling better than the other, I suppose. G96 smells like Christmas? That's weird as fuck. That's a strange choice. Like, surely they decided what the smells were going to be, like when they made it. And they were like, you know what? Fucking Christmas. Holy shit, how does that get in there? Bitch. Like that? No. Like that. There we go. Jesus Christ. Oh shit, that's too much. All right. And then we'll slide that in. And with a little... Fuck! Nope. This is a nightmare of a joint fit. All right, let's get that off of there. This must go like that. One-to-one scale Warhammer figures. Easier to assemble, probably. You know, I've seen some like Sisters of Battle cosplays that were really fucking good. That one old bitch one is actually like amazing. Okay, there we go. See, rotated into place nice and easy. They tried to trick me. What is she drawing? Well, she's starting work on my actual VTuber model. See, here, hang on. See, this PNG tuber thing is like phase 1. Right? So she's actually like drawing it properly and cutting it up the right way as she goes. And then I'm going to have to learn to rig it. Much better to have a real human do it. Well, yes, of course, if you can. Now, I don't know where I would find artists who would not be politically misaligned. And I absolutely will not pay people to hate me. I'm just not going to do that. You know? I don't want to hear it from anybody. I don't want to fight with somebody about some shit later. And so if there was an AI that would just fucking do it, then great. It gives you the necessary layer data also. Yeah. AI cannot do it properly. No. Not yet. They're working on it. It ain't there. You know what? I may have to let this one sit for a while and actually cure, because I can feel the joints wiggling. So we're going to stop her right there, I think. It's not far off. Ah! Find an impartial artist on Reddit, silly. So, okay, the way that the VTuber models go together, it's too many really specific things that all have to be exactly right. And the slop still crashes and burns, you know? So at some point or another, yes, they're going to get it right. But until, and like once they do, yeah, sure. You know, and I can crank out different shit real quick and like be able to switch back and forth and like get a nice stability between, you know, one generation and another. But yeah, it changes weird shit. And because of that, and because it has to be like mechanically perfect, it's just not doing it. Not with the AIs that we've got. Nobody's built a good model that really locks in for this yet. The guys at RFab are doing great work, but it's not done. We'll see. And like the leaf tuber stuff is really, really cool. It's not done. Slop is awful. You may dislike whatever online artists are most vocal, but in every way, the slop is soul destroying. Well, Ben, so is all the digital art that's soulless, is the problem. Everyone, almost everyone, making the like, oh, it's got no soul argument has also never made anything with soul, you know? So like, what the fuck do they care? No, they scream. My stuff is full of my soul. Yeah, your soul is tiny. I can't see it. You know. Cam freeze. Yeah, okay, here. Pow. Pow. Restart, retard. Yeah. Hence why I said slop and not specifically AI slop. All right, cool. But yeah, man, there's a lot of slop. Well, you know what? And actually, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier with like hentai. There's like genuinely good, artful stories. Most of it's trash. Most of it's there to crank your hog to. Some of them are actually like someone's really weird way to show someone they love them. It's fucking strange. Or to just express a certain romantic ideal that you cannot do with people. And the degenerates will be generated by AI. It's only incidental that AI can only do slop. I don't think that's true, though. I don't think that's true. So, the Will Smith video that everybody used as the benchmark forever it's a dream. The ecchi tag used to have the best written anime consistently before it was pure gooner bait. Yes, exactly. But like yeah, so the thing is, what you're asking, all these AI generations, it's a dream. The slop and the mistakes and all that shit, it's the same shit that you fuck up in a dream. You know? It's just that it doesn't exist in this reality. A fever dream, yeah. And so, like, I don't know. At least the AI can give me my soulless slop in a timely manner. You know? And then, all right, my wife's working on this model for me. She loves me. So, no, it's actually going to have a lot put into it. It's going to be great. If she was going to make a model for somebody else, you want some liminal space dreams? This guy. An ensouled human's dreams are powered by their soul for better or worse. Sure. There's like 180,000 of those, though. There's a lot of unensouled things out there masquerading as human. This number is exaggerated. It's not as if I have like a head count or a soul count in that part. 90s dreams? AI is applied demonology? Probably. It's going to get to the point where you can't tell the difference, partly because you're seeing such a large amount of slop, and it's going to affect the human artist too. That's already happened. That has for sure already happened. And like part of the reason is that like I don't like get too precious about people's work, you know? Like I'm so against the labor theory of value that I like, wow, that this took you a really long time and a lot of effort. Like you must really suck. Yeah, why didn't you just do it good? And I realize that's not actually the thing. It's definitely happened with essayists. Yes. And why shouldn't it? You know, you had the apparent verbal IQ of the AI rising over their same time period where the verbal IQ of every motherfucker on Earth took an 8-point hit. So what everybody experienced was artificial intelligence and homegrown human intelligence converging at an incredibly fast rate. Your advice to any aspiring artist would be to make physical art. Yeah. So all digital art is definitely scraped. right? Like, this is the thing that I argue with Yahoos on Twitter about, is that they're like, oh, well, no, I use this to poison my art so that AI can't use it. Oh, I use this to, I only upload my art in places where, they don't use the files for AI training. It's like, well, yes, they do. The program that you made it on does. Like, for sure. It probably studies every keystroke, every pen movement. It'd be weird if it didn't, like, especially like on free programs. Because how do they get paid? How do they eat? No, I'm not shitting on the free program, honey. I'm glad there's a I'm glad there's a thing you can use. And it seems to work very well. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Fuck! I mean, the paid ones also fucking do it. There's just no way. There's just no way they're not using every fucking thing. Anything online. Like, they are definitely, they're AI training off of my voice. How I go from one subject to another. They're definitely, it's all, the whole internet is just here to train AI. And that's kind of always been the case. Like, Google's mobile OS is called Android because it's for making androids. Everybody forgets that. Like, the whole point of Google was artificial. Oops, shit. Oh, here we go. Was, how do we get to artificial intelligence? And they were like, well, first thing we could just do is copy everybody else. Shit. Did I? I guess not. When you saw The Torment of St. Anthony, you're pretty convinced of real physical paintings. A screen image doesn't compare, which is perfectly reasonable. That's how humans learn too. Yeah. So, I don't know. Obviously, there is more data in a physical object than there is on a screen. And so it makes sense, God damn it, that it would be more impactful or have the capability of being more impactful. Boy, that bitch does not want to settle in. There we go. There we go. I'm still not super happy with that seam, but it'll have to be. You have to copy and imitate before you can begin to be original. Yeah. And the machine's fucking dumb, so it has to copy everybody. You were listening to a podcast a while back. They were talking about how easy it would be to dox someone based on their tweets using AI. Yeah, it is. People speak in a particular way, So luckily for me, I am crazy enough that I'm really good with using personality A with friend group A and personality B with friend group B kind of a thing. And so the way that I speak publicly and the way that I speak privately are very different. And I'm sort of counting on here and Twitter as privately. So it would not be possible. It wouldn't work for me just because I don't ever speak anywhere else like this. You've been to a few good art museums and you are rarely impressed. Yeah. The demonology angle is funny and probably even legit true, but of course it's coy polemics. Nevertheless, AI legitimately loses every direct comparison. AI people are worse than the art people I have in mind. The AI uses inherent psychological holes to destroy you cleanly, worse than even a willing human propagandist with a relatively basic level of competency. Intentional choices with poor skills trump whatever mangled husk you get. Well, Ben, I appreciate your passion on the subject, but I don't know if that's true now or would continue to be true. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And I suppose, data density, right? Like a real solid object has infinitely more data than a simulated object, which has infinitely more data than a flatly simulated object, which has infinitely more data than, something cooked up by an AI. And I think, that feeling of awe is probably an indication of data density. Like it's part of your sense of data density. You look up at the night sky and you're dumbstruck. Well, yeah, it's because you're looking at an infinite amount of information that could not possibly be processed. So of course you're dumbstruck. How could you not be? Does that make sense? The feeling of awe as it relates to religious feeling is also the response to that an enormous predator is interesting. Is that the case? The infinite is rather predatory. So I suppose that's not unreasonable. Hair on the back of your neck standing up? Well, or more. Okay. How about that it's not... How about what that response is that you are close to something that can irrevocably alter you? Right? Like a predator irrevocably alters your life. Religious awe irrevocably alters your life. I wonder if we can get a good feeling of if we can have someone confronted with the ocean for the first time. Do they feel like that? I bet they do. Normally when there's a Reddit fact like that, it's a translation error, if that makes sense. It's just framed wrong. Canny and uncanny are the same thing. The longer I've mulled this over, the more exponentially disturbing it is. This is a shitty clip right here. Why did they give it so much surface area? For sure this is going to gouge. Ooh. Boys, did I get away with it? I might have got away with it. Some thinner or sharper cutters. No, it's just the actual connection point had way more surface area than it usually does. And all of the nippers, that's nippers, you see, have the same problem that like it's actually not cutting, it's crushing, right? So the jaws are intentionally slightly offset. I don't know if you can see that. Mycodius, good evening. By like a hair, right? They're not exactly flush cutters. There's a seam on purpose. And because what that does, hopefully, is it lets the blade ride slightly above the surface that you're trimming over. So you leave a little bit of material without, because it's gonna bend. It's gonna bend the plastic as you do it. And so what you want is you want it to bend the plastic that you're removing instead of the plastic that's there, and then you can shave down the rest to the actual shape really precisely, right? Because otherwise, sometimes the plastic, like if you actually try and yeah, you want to not stress the surface. It'll deform, and it can deform in unpredictable ways. And so instead, you give yourself a little gap and then shave it down nicely. Deforming the keep plane. Yes. That sounds right. All right, I think that got it. Did I already do the feet? No. You see why they tell you not to just use flush cutters? Yep. You only built a few cheap Gunpla models. Well, you know, for a man who loves the God Emperor as much as you do, you should look into it. You know what? Hang on a second. I'm going to try and go throw some... try and brighten this bitch up a little bit, because all of this should have set perfectly by now. So I'm going to go put a little undercoat on her. Heh. And I'm back, boys. That went poorly. It is still a little too dry, so it came out looking a little dusty. It's going to take some work. But also, I forgot that... So I've got my gray sticky tack that I use for most things, and then I bought a bunch of blue sticky tack. And I was just like, oh, let me grab some real quick to attach this big old bitch to a paint stick so that when I spray paint it, I don't get it on my arms. And I grabbed the blue tack just because I had a big lump of it. You know, I was like, here, I'll just smoosh this here. We're fine. And that shit is always, yeah, sticky tack rules. It's just that the blue tack that I have that was the actual, like, name brand is, like, much less. All right, so usually I use this gray tack, right? When it's cold, it's very stiff. And for like a poster or something, you know, it's not great. But since it retains its shape, it's very good for stuff like this. The blue stuff is very mushy, and it's way stickier. But it also makes it harder to clean up. You did get some black stuff, though, for when it's more visible. But anyway... So, the blue stuff bonded with the gloves, like, instantly, and so I ended up having to change gloves. So, one more reason to not like the blue stuff. What brand? You were buying Loctite. I think it was... You know what? I don't remember. I've now had it for so long, because, like, I guess, like, probably 8 years ago, I got fed up and just bought a fuck ton. Because I was always, like, using it sparingly. But no longer. Yeah. And so after I bought so fucking much of it, it was like, good. Now I never have to think about that ever again. And so I haven't. Some's in your office, some's at home, some's in your backpack with your tools. Yeah. It's just useful. But I will be using the gray tack for most everything. It's just the way to go. All right, let's assemble this part. There we go. Part number 38. Your screen printer took your good expensive super glue and never brought it back. You'll have to break his legs. Well, I guess you'll need a new screen printer. Is it covered up anyway? It is, so I won't be too precious about that joint. It does need to be flat as fuck, though. Oh, boys, did you see Carmelo Anthony is not getting his retrial? Eh. They were like, oh, we're going to appeal because this shit was racist. And I guess earlier today, the judge came back and was like, nah. He should get a sidewalk trial. Yeah, he killed a kid on camera. Mike Odious can't wait for them to respond to this in a composed and dignified manner. Yeah. You know, for all the hooping and hollering, they didn't actually like set anything on fire, which I was kind of surprised about. Appeals are generally time wasters. Yeah. You know, maintaining a conviction in an appeal is very much like a woman going after a married man because, you know, the greatest evidence that he's a good partner is that somebody else already took him. Turns out that's pretty predictive. Oh, and J.D. Vance is in your town? Nice. You could go make a fool of yourself, asking about his wife and kids. Visiting the military contractor across from your work. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty specific, brother. That is inadvisably specific. However, yeah, nice, hell yeah. There's a lot of retarded protesters with signs about fascism. I hope they meet some. I hope they meet some fascism. Like real close fascism. Really close, quickly traveling fascism. Fascism is Italian. We're Americans. You mean the kind that don't like protesters? Shit. What the fuck? What am I stuck on? Oh, fuck. No. No. There we go. Holy moly. Return to water cannoning protesters. You know, the march of non-lethality is funny. Because, I mean, obviously, the whole reason they had the water cannon stuff in the first place is because someone was like, Jesus Christ, you can't just go shoot them. And they're like, all right, what if I just fucking hit them with a lot of water? And they're like, yeah, okay. And then that worked. So then, you know, the riot season after that, everyone was like, well, this is cruel and terrible, and you should never do that. And so they were like, okay. And then they had to come up with some other fucking thing. But the problem is that whatever you use, if it works, then they're going to go, well, that's cruel and terrible, and you shouldn't do that. And so you have to say, nah, and just stick with nah. If the water is high enough pressure, there's no one to complain. Sandblasting the ops with 17,000 gallons per minute. They had to invent new things, like a gas grenade that blew that person's hand off. Yep. The fucking gas grenade stuff, man. What a dumb motherfucker. What did you think? It is still a grenade. Don't grab it, dumbass. Like, it's going to at least go off as much as a firework. High velocity waterboarding. You do the water cannon, but you just like throw rags in it sometimes also. Sometimes. Ooh. Oh, and they put that on a corner. Frozen turkeys? My word. I mean, if we're just adding mass, we could use literally whatever you know, we could just we could use all of the fake ballots. There's a bunch of them. We can use those as the abrasive what is it? The abrasive medium. Know what they call that? You want to keep the fun factor? Hell yeah. Job applications? Holy fuck, we're really going to scare them off. God damn it. All right. And like 3 days ago, my wife made a job application thing for me to add as a redeem. And I was like, when the fuck would we ever use this? Now is when we would use it. My bad, honey. I should have had the job application thing for you to plug in right now. Oh, shit. See, I love all of, like, the excessive staves that they have in Sisters of Battle stuff. But it all suffers the same problem. Although not quite so bad, I guess, as the Omniscient Axe. Where there's just so many fucking surfaces. And they all have a mold line. Oh, shit. Well, here's hoping that if they riot, that the response is big, loud, and incredibly mean. And it gets handled very roughly. It's a bit late in the season for riots, but as you know what, we're approaching midterms. So, like, having a big, ugly riot that gets really, really big and then gets stomped to pieces would actually play really well in the midterms. Wonder if they're just out of riot funding? They are. But, you know, if the cops are willing to, like, leave a couple of boxes, pallets of bricks around, they could cook one up pretty easy on this. And like I said, as long as they actually stomp it the fuck out, like, in a hurry, you know, let them enjoy themselves for a few hours and then come in like the fucking flames of hell. It'll pay off in November. Ooh, look at that. That's a great piece right there. Look how they shadow boxed that. God damn it. I don't even think I can show you, really. It won't fucking focus. But the separate skull piece and then this backdrop, it shadow boxes the skull really well. So you get like actual shading. I think I'm going to leave this separate so that I can paint it. So we're going to take a tiny bit of the gray putty. I'm going to mush that right there. Okay, and so now it'll sit still for me to undercoat. So when I do the rest of the assembly, I can still take that front piece off to like paint it nicely and put it back together without fucking up my my undercoat. Isn't that smart? I'm not dumb like they say. I'm smart. How does this fit together? To the front? Bitch, what? Oh, I see. Okay. That is a rude ass connect. These are all such strange connections. Oh boy. Yeah. Will she stand up? No. Oh, fuck. That joint's not ready either. Hello. Man, oh man. The way all of these feet are is kind of brutal. All right. I'll let her sit like that. All right. We need 42 and 43. Somewhere. There was an American chemical company that used to sell 38 millimeter fringe stabilized OC projectiles meant for long range and light barrier penetration. They're not relevant, just a fun fact about old riot gear. Well, that is a fun fact. I have received your fun fact. There's a guy doing... Wonder what that'd do to a cranium. Well, here we go. 42 and 43, right? 42 and 43. It was on the original sprue in the first place. I mean, it'd probably knock you around pretty well. .43 is the back piece. I mean, I wouldn't want to get thumped by it. Never mind the gas afterward. Demelanated. Yeah. Oh my God, you weren't supposed to actually use it. How could you do this? The sales video demonstrated using it to break up a riot at a factory, i.e., a strike. Hell yeah. Big hell yeah. Fucking strikers. Ridiculous. Yeah, hey, sorry, you know. Sorry about hiring you, I guess. If I'd have known it was going to bum you out so much, I wouldn't have done it, you know. Guy not keeping his end of the contract, get lost. Other guy not keeping his end of the contract, well, that's just normal. No, you don't understand. I can't quit. I need this job. Yeah. Yeah, the fuck you think I'm doing? But you're already rich. Not really. Only as long as I have the place, right? But you have bank account number. Ooh, shit. You bitch. Boys, some of these fucking joints are weird. And it makes for really cool shapes that I like. But just goddamn, that's a weird way to do that. All right, we need 44 and 103. She gets the crossbow. .44 pistol. Hell yeah. Okay. A little bit of the elbow. Smooth it over. Shit. That's not good. Maybe that got it. Yeah. Strikes have a place, but like everything else, assholes ruined it. I don't think they do, though. So it's a voluntary arrangement, man. If you're stomping around demanding better conditions for something, it's like, okay, just leave. Like, I've never had any job where I could stomp around and make demands of my job. That's just such nonsense. I cannot actually demand that the people working for me do better. Doesn't work. I can fire them for not doing better. I can let them know, hey, here's the rules. And, like, you have to follow the rules or we don't keep you around. But you can't... It just doesn't make any sense to me, the idea that... oh, that's a relief thing. It's almost extortion. No, it's entirely extortion. It is until every business operates the same way. Yeah, of course. It's a business's job to continue to optimize. And if you do that, there's going to be one optimal way. And if it's not actually the optimal way, then that makes it super easy. Go make yours and do it different. Do it your better way. Oh, well, how am I going to go do my own coal mine? Fucking, I don't know. How'd this guy do it? Go get one. You know, all these things fucking... all the stuff that everybody feels like they can't do, it's because really nobody can do it, including the guys who did it. You know? So just go do it. Oh, but that's cheating or faking or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, homie, go fake it. Fuck. Or was it ordained by God? If so, you know, chill and go fucking dig some coal out of the ground, I guess. But certainly don't sit there and complain. It's just the weirdest shit to me ever that someone's like, well, I'm not going to come to work. I'm going to stand outside and yell at you about working. And then it's illegal to fire them. If someone has the right to work for you and extort you to pay them more, you're their slave. Exactly. Yeah. Obviously, it's nonsense that if you don't go to work, I'm not allowed to fire you. That's silly. that's it. That one's going to be a bitch to drill out. That's okay. That's all right. And then we need her backpack is 104 and her head is number 1, and it doesn't give any options, which is weird because it's usually like, yeah, pick from any of these. And this time it's like, no, this one. So I guess let's find that one. It's just number 1. No, wait a minute. It can't be number 1. Because number 1 was one of the body pieces. Oh my God. Be right back. Chat, I'm gonna kill him at some point. I'm just gonna fucking do it. They're so dumb, chat. Okay, no. Number 1 is literally any of these. That's what it's saying. Okay. So there is where we can agree. If you go on strike, you should be fireable. If the practices are egregious enough, the community will organize and no one will go to work for you. If not, you just replace the strikers. Yeah, exactly. The can't fire them part is the assholes ruining it. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, how the fuck you don't get to say I'm leaving and you're not allowed to replace me. No. And then, like, attacking people that I hire. They're scabs. They're strike breakers. Motherfucker. They're dudes. They're dudes who need a job. So they came and got job. Job that you were not doing, I remind you. How about this? You kind of suck, so I was thinking about firing you anyway. We don't get along. Go, man, go. Like, oh, thank God. I'm so glad you don't want to do this anymore. I accept your resignation. And the idea of the community organizing and nobody coming to work for you, like, okay. Like, all right. Well, enjoy your no fucking businesses, I guess. I accept your resignation. Trapdoor opens. Yeah, man. I always wanted to have like a fake trapdoor and a fake like mirror on the wall type mirror in the big fancy corporate office. So like before a meeting, like as somebody's coming in the door, I can just have the trapdoor closing. You know? Someone's coming in for a meeting, the door opens, the trap door is closing, and you're like, oh, no, I was just wrapping up. What's up? Would you put that rug back over there? Thanks. I appreciate that. Tiny lick of flame comes through, maybe. A mirror on the wall where it just always looks like there's a little bit of weird smoke from behind it. Like, is the boss actually consorting with demons? Don't worry about it, kid. What do you need? And then just being the way too helpful boss. Other than that, right? Like having the crazy implied threat lets you be such a cool boss otherwise. Because the most retarded of the people who work for you would absolutely be like, dude, I think he fucking kills people. Like, you should probably chill. No. You got to be cool with him. No. He's real nice. But don't fuck it up. Listen, there used to be a secretary. I don't know what happened to her. Bro, she was just gone one day. You got to leave like a little scrap of her clothes. I think he turned her into ash, bro. She was delicious. A nice Chianti and some fava beans. It is the implication. It's all about the implication. Implied violence does way more for you than actual violence. Generally. That's too much glue. You know what? I don't like that arm placement. We're going to change it. There we go. Yeah, that's way better. The interesting thing about Hannibal Lecter is that he almost invariably only killed people who were rude. Well, rude as far as he's concerned. Yeah. And they were still rude, yeah. The movies are a bit different, but it's sort of similar, you know. You know, like when you take some girls out on a boat and you're in the middle of the ocean, like they don't gotta sleep with you. Ain't nobody sleeping. There we go, boys. Look at that. I really like this reliquary. I'm sure that's not pronounced correctly. All right, so we got 3 done tonight. Oh fuck. Oh. Here, let me grab the bitch that I undercoated. Let's see. I gotta get up. All right, so yeah, it's a little more dull than I'd have liked because of the humidity, but you may actually be able to see the details now a little better if it'll focus. Focus. But you see the vision? right? Undercoated black, and then you dust the metal up. It gives it a patina a little bit. Now, this is still just the beginning. You know, there's highlighting to do and washes and blah, blah, blah. And all the cloth has to be like, it's a mess. But it makes it where all of the little gribbles have some kind of color on it, you know? It does look much nicer. Yeah. And here's that fuck-ass blue tack that's going to be a pain in the ass to get off of here. I should have just used the gray, but I grabbed it. You see how glossy that is? That's because it's so fucking liquid. It's crazy. But, oh, yeah, see? And just barely touching it. Grabbed. Looks like it's gone bad. It can go bad? It just sits there. What the fuck? Can I use another lump of something else to grab it? Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. It just grabs hold of the gloves so fucking much. It sticks to the gloves way more than it sticks to the rest of it. So, barehanded, it sticks to my hands too, but like, not nearly as much as it sticks to the fucking gloves. Oh, my incredibly rude tweet of the day that I fucking love. Officer Friendly had posted, the only way to stop a bad rapist with a gun is a good rapist with a gun. And I said, that's why I carry. And nobody liked it. Boys, I'm very funny. All right. I'm not going to start another one because then it's going to be too late. And by now, that burger is definitely calling to me. Like, for sure. So I think... Oh, shit. Okay, Twitchy's live and she is also building models. Yes, my love. Please, prepare the burger. Prepare it. Germa is also live. I don't dare. I don't dare touch Germa. I don't wish for him to perceive me at all. Germa, I guarantee, honey, you've definitely seen memes of Germa at some point. Like if you look him up, you'll be like, oh, that guy. Yeah. Jerma. No, not Jermaine Jackson. Jerma.
That's what I said.
He's fairly wholesome, but his audience is probably dangerous. Yeah. You haven't seen this guy? Amazing. Okay. Well, fine. Boys. Monday. We'll be on Monday, barring some other fucking disaster, which is always possible. It's always possible. We will dark tide. We will dark tide on Monday. Somehow. We'll get some shit together. Should have new Gladiodromes soon. I might actually be able to get Rusty on. Yeah, with or without Ortho. Well, fucking. Will anybody be able to join you in Dark Tide? Yes, I will definitely have at least one, but probably more open games on Dark Tide. I just don't know the fucking game that well, so. All right, so that's the plan. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, Monday, 6 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. EST, early show. But tonight, stream is over.